On July 16, 2023, Jeremy Wayne Tate tweeted, "My father-in-law is a builder. He is insanely gifted. We were in a cathedral together years ago, and I asked him what it would cost to build it today. I will never forget his answer. We can't. We don't know how to do it." This is the Museum of Twitter, the show we talk about the most important tweets in the history of Twitter.com. I'll be honest, this is one of my favorite copy pastas to come about on Twitter in the past few years. It's just so overly dramatic, and it's so fun to associate with other images. Now, Jeremy Wayne Tate posted this on July 16th of 2023. It's a photo of the Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore in Florence. But just a month earlier, he posted almost the exact same thing, but with another photo. With a photo of King's College Chapel at Cambridge University, he tweeted, "My father-in-law is a builder. It is difficult to get his attention in a magnificent space because he is lost in wonder. We were in a cathedral together years ago, and I asked him what it would cost to build it today. I will never forget his answer. We can't. We don't know how to do it." So he tweeted that, and then a month later he tweeted the other version with the one in Florence. So clearly he just really needed to make this point about cathedrals. And a lot of people in the responses were like, "You're being ridiculous. There are plenty of things built in the past 100 years that are really nice." Like Lyndon Rosser responded with Liverpool Cathedral, which was completed in 1978. Nordung responded with some photos of Romania and Serbia. I believe these were also completed in the last 100 years. I definitely appreciate these examples, but I think they're missing the point that Jeremy Wayne Tate is trying to make, and I think it's actually a pretty insidious point, because one of his follow-ups is, building cathedrals requires a certain kind of culture. It requires a culture that literally believes in building on the work of previous generations rather than tearing it down. Now, that might seem completely anodyne to you if you're not brain poisoned from the internet like me. But if you combine that with the fact that going on Jeremy Wayne Tate's page, you find out that he is the CEO of a company called CLT Exam, which was called the most disruptive and hopeful development in American education by Kevin Roberts, things start to make sense. Why? Who is Kevin Roberts? Kevin Roberts is none other than the main architect of Donald Trump's Project 2025. And when you look into CLT Exam, it is described as focusing on, quote, the classical Western and Christian canon, and it was mostly used by Christian colleges and select private institutions like the conservative Hillsdale College and the classics-focused St. John's College. So yeah, this guy making a point about how our culture can't make beautiful cathedrals anymore also happens to be behind an education company that was praised by the architect of Project 2025, and that education company focuses heavily on Christian, quote-unquote, and Western, quote-unquote, values and the canon. So yeah, I think we can read in a little bit to what he means by we can't build this stuff anymore. I'm sure it's shocking for some of you that this went down this road, but honestly, if you spend enough time on the internet, you quickly learn that anyone talking too much about old architecture or old statues probably has extremely reactionary views. Like, not everyone, but it's a pretty common thing. It's like, do you like that architecture because you think it's beautiful, or do you like it because you think that society has degraded since we've integrated races and genders and all that? Anyway, let's get to the fun examples of people making fun of this. The main and easiest way that people make fun of this is by putting examples of architecture or buildings that are silly with the same caption. Like when Rune posted this photo of the Department of Fisheries in Hyderabad, India, with the same caption. This building is, of course, in the shape of a fish, and it is very funny to imagine the father-in-law tearfully saying, "We can't. We don't know how to do it." Yimbyland posted the caption with a photo of one of those old-school wooden playgrounds. Max Dubler posted it with a pretty common photo of a rest stop in Breezewood, Pennsylvania, with a bunch of different buildings and signs. And multiple people did the joke with different old versions of fast food restaurants. Like Ramp Capital Guy did it in reference to the Wendy's Sunroom, and Canada Hawk did it with a McDonald's play place. And it can even be applied to things that are not buildings. Pop Culture 2000s posted a clip of a Linkin Park song. I think it was In the End, but the link is broken, so I can't be sure. And Anya said, "My father-in-law is a music artist. We were listening to Linkin Park years ago, and I asked him what it would cost to be able to make music like that today. I'll never forget his answer. We can't. We don't know how to do it." And I don't think that this is true, because I've been practicing how to say part of your proper since I was 5 years old, so I think we still can do it. Mario Alejandro posted a photo of a very colorful-looking baseball card with the caption, "My father-in-law is a graphic designer. He's insanely gifted. We were looking at the 2000 Pacific Crown Latinos of the major leagues together years ago, and I asked him what it would cost to create it today. I'll never forget his answer. We can't. We don't know how to do it." When there was that failed coup in South Korea a few months ago, and there's the announcement that the martial law was defeated, Felicity of Images posted, "My father-in-law is a CIA agent. He's insanely gifted. We were in a Banana Republic together years ago, and I asked him what it would cost to coup it today. I'll never forget his answer. We can't. We don't know how to do it." And my favorite example is with a chart of American fertility rates. Spelled Gauge said, "My father-in-law is a father. He's insanely talented. I asked him what it would cost to make this many babies today. I'll never forget his answer. We can't. We don't know how." I think that the self-serious insidiousness of the original post is actually kind of integral to be becoming a meme. Because I think like people like Max Dubler are online enough where they understood what the subtext of it was, and that's what they were mocking. Like, I feel like if the post did not have the, "Oh my god, culture is falling apart" energy to it, it would not be as easily mockable. Like, I don't think it's inherently bad to ask, why don't we build beautiful cathedrals anymore? But if your answer is because our culture isn't good enough to do it, then I think you're pretty suspect. Because, like, we build plenty of awesome things. We went to the moon. Like, what do you want from us? Yeah, I understand. It's nice to have a cathedral to look at, but I can buy Baja Blast at my local bodega, so there are plenty of human innovations going on that are still great. Follow me for a new tweet every day and consider subscribing at patreon.com/Museum of Twitter. We get the weekly Museum of Not Twitter, and you can vote when I cover on Subscriber Sundays.